Thank you for insightful and very informative presentation, Professor Son. Let me start with a summary. IFA on capital market was already introduced in 2017, but there's no IFA in the market, and it is really hard to find fee-based financial advisors in the market. And there's a new opportunity for IFA because the product coverage would be widened, including insurances, because there's a new Financial Consumer Protection Act. However, there are still several obstacles because Korean consumers do not know the difference of IFA or FA or broker dealers, and Korean consumers are too familiar with commission, so they are not familiar with paying fee, so they don't need so IFA is not profitable in Korea yet. So Professor Son emphasized that government need to give strong incentive policy fostering IFA. So I also want to focus to change regulation change in Korea. From this week, My Data service is started. So it makes financial firms utilize consumers' private information if they get their agreement. So it will make growth of personal recommendation service, which is financial advisor service, utilizing various information of consumers. And the second change is a government also launched a comprehensive payment service provider. It makes non-banking firms to access consumers' accounts like open banking service. And the coverage of the products are not determined yet, but people expect all products like insurance or mutual fund would be included. So it would be very powerful. But the minimum capital requirement is quite high. So people think the big tech companies like Naver would enter in this market, and we can expect there would be entry of big tech companies in this financial advisory service. So the characteristics of distribution channel of financial products would be more powerful and more complex in the future. So we need independent financial advisor more and more, or at least fee-based financial advisors. So Professor Son suggested several possible incentive tools to foster the growth of IFA. The first one is giving tax benefit both on IFA suppliers and consumers. And I strongly agree with this idea because there is no supplier or no demand at all. So we need a momentum to build up this market with the launch of new acts. And second idea was allowing IFA to buy and sell financial products for consumers' convenience. And I also agree with this idea, but I think this transaction should be only done through the third-party platforms accepting only small transaction cost, because several distribution channels like Insurance GA suggest IFA should allow mixture of commission or fee for the consumer's convenience. So I think we need to be careful with this approach. And the third one is also make a website disclosing IFA's career or history and introduce introducing practical rules for the faithful duty. And I also strongly agree with this idea, because building up a trust between consumers and IFA is the initial point to make this market. And also these practical rules and the disclosure website can be function as an advertisement of IFA in the market. And next two ideas, I think we need to approach some caution, because Professor Sun suggested the mandatory use of IFA for DC type retirement plan, but this can limit the freedom of consumers' choice, and it also can raise the cost of using DC type retirement plan. So we need to think about possible side effects. And he also suggests allowing IFA to have side job for extra income. And I think it could be possible, but there can be some side effect. What kind of side jobs IFA have? So I don't have actually a very detailed. I cannot imagine what kind of jobs IFA can have, but so we need to also think about this approach. And I have some suggestion on Professor Sun's idea. And I think we need to start with fostering fee-based financial advisor. Actually, requirement of IFA is too strict, so we cannot see IFA even we waited for 3 years. So I think fundamental cause of conflict of interest is commission. And Korean consumers are too familiar with commission. So I think we need to approach to this, making this market grow step by step. So I think the first step could be give incentives for all fee-based financial advisors, because we cannot find the financial advisor who want fee-based, who want to get fee instead of commission. And if we see several financial advisors who are getting fee, and if consumers are getting accustomed to paying fee for this service, then we can limit this incentive only for IFA. So I think we need to start step by step. And other suggestion is emphasizing the concept of conflict of interest and advertise the advertise usefulness of IFA through the public financial education. And I want to introduce the finding of my research, which is written in Korean. And I surveyed more than 1,000 consumers who bought mutual funds, structured products, or variable insurance between this period. And I find broker dealers are more likely to introduce consumers to unsuitably riskier products when consumers are financially illiterate. And it is consistent to previous literature. And the reason why, the mechanism why consumers with low financial literacy have more possibility to have mis-selling is they trust broker dealers' recommendation. They don't doubt about their conflict of interest. So the number in this first row shows the level of financial literacy, which is measured by the number of correct answers of questions. And the number in this first column shows the level of consumers' distrust on broker dealers' recommendation. So if we see the percentage of the people who believe broker dealers will consider consumers' best interest or their benefit, at least, is very high among consumers with low financial literacy. But if we see the portion of percentage who doubt about their intention, who think broker dealers will consider their own benefit more than consumers' benefit, or they only consider about their own benefit, is the higher among the consumers with high financial literacy. So I think, at least for Korean consumers, we need to make them doubt about the intention of broker dealers who recommend the financial products. So I think financial education should emphasize this mechanism more directly. So this is all for my discussion, and thank you.